weather. I can't wait for shorts. I can't wait for dresses. We brought in Megan Murray because when you think about shorts, when you think about dresses, when you think about bathing suits, you just should not trust your skin to that crummy old, possibly tetanus-infused razor that you've been rocking for 5 years now. So I say that with all the love in the world because what you're going to be taking a look at is called an Emjoi. It is the latest and greatest and most technologically advanced epilator that you could ever hope to come across in the industry. It's got 60 discs. We call this our precision hair removal epilator. You can check out beautyiq.com for all of your exclusive floral prints as well as some solid prints as well. But 500,000 of these have been spoken for on our sister channel, which is a crazy big number. And why is that, Megan Murray? Why have we said no more razors? No, thank you. Hey, it's good to see you.
It's good to be here.
I have to tell you, this is the time of year where I'm like, no more razors.
Oh yeah. This is the time of year, and this is kind of the time of year when you're like peeling back the layers and you're like, ooh, what have I ignored over the last several months that I need to get rid of?
Exactly, and that it can be graphic.
Oh, it's like a horror film sometimes. Yes. You're like, hold on a second. When did I become a woolly mammoth over the winter?
Exactly.
So the key is with this is that, with epilation, it's, what I love so much about this particular epilator is that this is really what kind of changed everything for epilation because finally, Emjoi came out with this technology that felt so different from any other epilator that had ever been on the market. So many women literally were like, wait a second, all right, I'm willing to give it one more try. And it was like Emjoi knew, they're like, all right, listen, if we do not get this right, because women had tried epilators for years because the technology, the concept of it had been around for a long time. It's removing hair from the root. So it means that, you have lasting results. The hair's gone for a really long time. But women were like, all right, listen, I'm gonna trust myself to Emjoi, but if this feels like it did 10 years ago, I'm out.
I am done. We are
done.
Forever not friends.
Right, we're
Canceling
done.
any future invite.
Megan Murray is a big liar. Like it was gonna be a whole thing. So what was really cool was that they launched this new technology and it's in the eRase 60. And that's what this is. So this is a 60 tweezer epilator. So what's awesome about it is that it's full body. So if you're thinking like right now, it's the middle of, towards the end of the winter. We'll say it's towards the end. I mean, I think we've hit the cusp where we're going into spring. Now's the time truly to start epilating legs, arms, underarms, because you'll really find that you'll have a different hair situation come spring, summer.
Oh, absolutely.
It's incredible because hair just starts to come back finer. It's way less noticeable. This is also a facial unit, so you literally use this directly onto your face. So that's why women love this epilator. It feels different. It's way more comfortable. It's faster. It's a plug-in unit, so you get this full and consistent power. It really is a game changer.
Well, and I just think about right now, if you had to guesstimate how much money you've spent on razors, even with a coupon, the number is astounding. And I think with something that fits in the palm of your hand, the fact that you can really kind of go from face to the tip of your toes is awesome. Definitely. And with the technology, I mean, Megan, you're about to show us, there is a sensation, but technology counts for comfort in this scenario.
Gosh. Exactly. I mean, we talk about technology and it's like, well, what does that really mean? You know what? It means it's going faster than ever before. It means it's getting more hair than ever before. A lot of times back in the day, it was like you would have an epilator that would kind of miss hairs. And then it would tug at hairs and then it would not get them. And so that's really where a lot of discomfort came. This truly is so accurate. And you can see I turn it on.
And I want to go back for that for just a second, missing a spot. Some of us who have dark hair cannot afford to miss a spot.
Anyway, it's painfully obvious, no pun intended, that you miss a spot. You're like, wait a second. Now I love this because I always get these sprouty dark hairs on the bottom of my chin. And you feel them. If you touch your chin and you're like, wait a second, I'm like, well, where'd that come from? Overnight, it just showed up. So what's cool about this is it gets the darker hairs, but it also gets that peach fuzzy hairs, those ones that you get along the jawline. It gets those too. Upper lip, amazing for upper lip. So if you have darker hair on your upper lip, or even if it's just blonde like me, but your makeup kind of sits in it, perfect for that also.
Well, and the other thing that I think about those sparse hairs anywhere throughout your complexion, what are you doing now to get rid of them? Are you taking tweezers? Are you trying to flash your cell phone light and be like, honey, come here? Cause who wants to do that?
Well, or you're using a tweezer and a magnification mirror and you're plucking each individual hair, and that, that's way more uncomfortable, first first of all. And it's also not as gratifying because you're not getting as many. So what's cool about this is that you're also getting a sensitivity cover that comes with it. So you can see, I'm just gonna hold it up like that.
And what does that mean, sensitivity
So
cover? Does that
what it
mean
means
less
is,
sensation?
You know, it basically takes the 60 tweezer epilator and it turns it basically into a 20 tweezer epilator. So it's really like turning it into a mini-me because it pops on and it covers up 2/3 of the tweezers. So now you take this, you know, to maybe smaller areas if you want to do bikini area.
Yeah.
Like we said, the chin, upper lip. If you want to start using the sensitivity cover even on your arms, you just kind of feel like, get a sensation, see what it feels like. I love when you were describing it last time we were on, Court, you mentioned, you're like, I feel like this is like on my arms. You're like, you were kind of giving it a scale. You're like, this is like a 1-2.
Yeah, and I think that's awesome to kind of touch on because I do think the more that you start epilating, the less of whatever that sensation is on a scale for you becomes less. Because like when I use this on my arms, first of all, I am the biggest baby. Like I pass out from a shot, I feel everything. And for me, the idea of epilating my arms, I'm like, oh, heck no.
No.
But because I am using the Emjoi,
right.
My favorite part about this is if I were to put this on my skin right now, first of all, you feel nothing. Like there's nothing. So when you talk about the sensation on a scale, like for me, I always say my arms are a 1-2. I will fully say my underarms are probably a 4. They're just a little more sensitive for me, so I use the sensitivity cover. However, now with epilating my legs, for me, I would have said it would have gone back to maybe a 1, but now it's just a 0.
You know, and that's the thing. So the key is like, for me, like I'm honestly, like I would say I'm even like practically at a 0 on my arms because I've been doing them a long time.
Yeah.
What's amazing about an epilator is that, you know, it's just getting hair. So you're not like waxing where you're laying layers of skin. You're just getting hair. And it's this like fast little prickly sensation because remember, it's a plug-in unit. So it's super, super fast. I mean, it's faster than a lot of years. For a lot of years, there was a battery operated one. And it was like, okay, well, that's easy. It's, you know, I guess I can take it out of my bathroom. But then Emjoi really was like, well, wait a second. Most women are using this in their bathroom. How about we just give a 6-foot cord?
Continuous power.
And more power. Because let's face it, the faster, the better. Because it just means more comfortable. Here's the key. And if we could show that growth chart.
I would love to see that.
Yeah, the growth chart's really cool because you can see what happens with epilation. You're removing the full hair. So remember, you don't have any stubble that's coming in by 5 o'clock in the afternoon. It literally takes a whole growth cycle for that hair to regrow. And as it does, what it does come back in, it's the finest part of the hair coming back in first. And also too to remember is that the hairs don't all kind of come back at one time, like all as like, I describe it as like a hair army.
Yeah.
They don't come back at one time. It's like, you know, this one will come back like, you know, faster and this one's slower. And so you'll notice the second, third, fourth time that you epilate, you're like, wow, is there there's a lot less hair simply because a lot of hair is kind of growing back. You feel it the most the first time that you epilate. Totally stick with it. The payoff is worth it. There's so many women that have been epilating for years and they're like, I don't even have any hair anymore.
Well, and the thing that I find so interesting, and I want to just put this in perspective to you. Imagine, okay, if you're going to take the time, because I honestly think epilating takes less time than shaving my legs because I am so worried I'm going to cut myself.
Yep.
I've never really met a razor, even with all of like the cool strips and whatnot, where I'm like, that was an amazingly comfortable experience. No, never had that.
Yeah.
I feel like it probably takes less time to epilate. However, right now, I want you to get very graphic with your own body image. If you did not shave your legs for a month, how would you feel?
Right.
If you only epilated once a month and you just saw that growth chart, how do you think you would feel?
Yeah, it's freedom. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like you're just not worried about it. You're not worried about the razors, the shaving cream. You're not worried about like, you know, what people are seeing on my face. How does my makeup look? I mean, that's to me such a big key because I love removing that like layer of peach fuzz that to me always was like dust on top of my skin. I would look in the rearview mirror and I'm seeing this like, you know, just that fuzzy fuzz. It's just fuzz.
What it is.
It's like it's getting in the way of the whole situation. It's like my makeup is supposed to be like glowy and pretty and smooth. And it's like, this is totally getting in the way.
We have Rebecca on Facebook who says, hi, Courtney. Hi, Rebecca. I love this product. I use it every week. So I then asked Rebecca, I was like, well, how would you describe the sensation? She's like, a little tingle in the beginning, but over time, it fades.
Yeah, 100%. And again, that, you know, that really goes back to, and thanks so much for that comment because, I mean, I'll say it, but it's like, I love our callers that call in and say, because truly, number one, this was the game changer, was this particular unit. But really, when we finally were able to talk about this whole concept of epilation, and really what is happening is that you're removing it, you'll feel it the first time you use it. I promise you 100%. That is the most you will ever feel it, because that's when you have the most hair. Your hair is like in full force.
Yes.
You've got the full, arm hair, your leg hair, whatever it is. But as you start epilating, some of those hairs, it's like when we overplucked our eyebrows when we were younger, and now we're filling them back in.
Do you sort of feel like Christina Aguilera is to blame for that?
Huh?
Do you sort of feel like Christina Aguilera is to blame for a lot of the overplucking?
I'm like, now I want
no brows.
I want my Brooke Shields brows back.
Thank
They
you.
were thick at one point.
I know.
I'm like filing them back in.
I know. I'm with you.
I want hair on 2 areas of my body.
Yeah.
My
brows and your head. I totally agree with you. Now, is there a better time to epilate, like out of the shower? Is that a key moment?
I always say clean, dry skin. Obviously, I'm putting this when I put this to my skin, I have makeup on right now, but really, ideally, you're gonna be using this on clean, dry skin at home. And I love after you've taken a bath, after you've taken a shower, your skin's loosened up, your pores are loosened up. And that's the perfect time to epilate. Use it without any moisturizers on, then you're gonna moisturize afterwards.
Absolutely, and here's the thing, we're not waxing. And if we miss a spot with waxing, we're not then waxing again. We're not making the appointment. For the price that you're getting here, honestly, what would that cost you in waxing to then have to go back again in 4 weeks and do the same thing? Same thing with your razor, but then you're doing that every single day. So I encourage you, go to beautyiq.com, check out all of those amazing reviews. We've had 500,000 of these spoken for on our sister channel. We've got great colors for you to choose from. And dare I say, like, epilation can be cute. It can be cute and it can be fabulous.
It's a powerhouse.
And
I love this. This is just my favorite. I love it because it just really changed the world of epilation. It's an amazing unit.
How about change the world of your self-tanner game? Because finally you don't have like every single individual pore that was taken over by a razor blade.
Yeah, or you're not shaving it off every day.
Yes!
Like I was like, oh my gosh, I was tan yesterday. What happened?
Concept. I am with you on that one. Good to see you, girly.
Thanks, Tor.
All right, beautyiq.com. Our big finale with our beauty update tonight comes to you from a little brand we know and love called Philosophy. And by little,